We are off to Brisbane now to have a look at a property for sale with spectacular views of the riverside city, and it's owned by a famous sportsman. Reporter Tracy Smith joins us. And Tracy, is it true that there is a scrum forming out the front with interested buyers this morning?
Well, I don't know about that, Shelley. It's still quite early here in Queensland this morning, so they're probably having a bit of a lie-in, and they'll come down later on today, I am sure. Now, with Stephen Moore, former Wallabies skipper at his beautiful Paddington home, and I tell you what, it really is stunning. Paddington itself is only 2.5 kilometres from Brisbane's CBD. It's a very highly sought-after suburb, very leafy indeed, and conveniently enough, it's just around the corner from Suncorp Stadium as well. Now, the home itself is just beautiful. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 car spaces, a beautiful in-ground pool as well. But the thing that really gets you about this property, as you said, is the views. Take a look at this. This is the Brisbane skyline, the CBD.
Wow.
It's just stunning, and you can really see that from almost every room in the house, and I can only imagine that
Gorgeous.
at night that is even more spectacular. So this property is it's very new, but it's a really warm feel about it. You've obviously put a lot of work into this, Stephen, and I understand that you've been really hands-on in this whole process. Tell us what it's been like for you and why you want to sell.
Yeah, it's been a great process. It's been probably about 3 years in the making. We used an architect, Tim Stewart, and Greyer Building down the road here, so we've been really involved throughout. Reason we're selling, I suppose, we've got 3 young kids now, very active kids, and we just want a little bit more space. You know, the house is beautiful, but we just want to find that little bit more space for our kids to play around the yard.
We've done an incredible job on this property. I can imagine it would attract, you know, a lot of keen buyers. How much interest has there been?
Yeah, it's been really good. Obviously, we've had some stuff in the media and all that sort of thing. So, I mean, that all helps. But there's been a lot of groups through. We've got a wonderful agent that's worked really hard on the campaign, and we've still got a little while to go. And now we've got an open house this afternoon at 12:45.
Oh, perfect. So,
if anyone wants to come down.
well, I'm sure there'll be plenty here. And so this house, it looks incredible. It's been a big effort for you. What's next? Do you build again, or is one enough?
I'd definitely do it again. We had a great experience, both with the architect and the builder. I love property. I love that whole getting involved and you know, getting to be part of it. So we'd definitely do it again, but we just don't know where yet.
Oh, plenty of time to think about that, Stephen. We'll get through the sale of this one first. Here, you're just back from the World Cup in Japan. Were you working over there with the team, or were you there just as a spectator this time?
Yeah, a little bit of both, Shelley. I was over there with the team initially, and then I did a little bit with World Rugby as well, but it was probably a more social trip than I'd experienced in the last 3 World Cups, and it's amazing how different it is being on the other side, you know, being a spectator and compared to being a player. Just completely different experience, but I really enjoyed it, and I think Japan did a great job of hosting it.
Steve, obviously a very disappointing result for the Wallabies. What happened, do you think?
Yeah, look, I think we probably finished about where we deserved to. I think we weren't in the top sort of 3 or 4 teams in the world at the moment. There's a lot of work for us to do ongoing, and it's a small margin. You know, there's a very fine line between winning and losing in World Cups, and if you lose a few games, you end up way down the tournament. So, yeah, there's some work to do for Australian rugby, but you know, there's enough green shoots there to think we can be up there again next time round.
Let's hope so. And I know, look, it's a big game tonight. Where's your money?
Yeah, look, my wife's South African, so we'll certainly be going for the Springboks in our house here tonight. And but I do think England will be deserved favourites. We saw how well they played last week against New Zealand.
Yeah.
They'll be very hard to beat, and obviously with an Australian coach in Eddie Jones, everyone's sort of keenly following them. So I think England will probably win, and if they do, they will have thoroughly deserved it.
That's it. We'll go with the homeland tonight, that's for sure. Okay. Look, I hope you have a lot of luck selling your home there. It looks beautiful, and Gray, as you said, do a magnificent job. Really appreciate you joining us, Stephen. Thanks, Tracy. Gee, it's a gorgeous home.
It was, isn't it? Those views are just absolutely magnificent. Easily live there.
That's it. Paddington in Brizzy. Check it out. As you said, it's open today. All right.